My name is Tyler Braun. I'm the Director of Financial Planning with the Tranel Financial Group. What is the cost of doing nothing? And the answer to that is everything, right? If you fail to plan, then you plan to fail. And what I mean by that is you need to assess your goals, whether you're 35 years old, 55 years old, or 75 years old. Your life is constantly changing. Your goals are constantly evolving. You need to have a plan that also includes those goals going forward. I'll give you an example. I met with a client just a few weeks ago and we sat down and they'd been telling me for years, they're in their late 40s. You know, when we're meeting in our fact-finding meeting, we're writing down notes and they said, I'm putting into my 401k and I'm getting a match. That's fantastic. What they didn't mention is they were putting into their 401k, but they hadn't looked at it since they were in their 20s. They had been adding to the money market for over 20 years. 20 years of getting little to no growth in the account, where had they had that invested just in an index, it would have been exponentially higher. Think of the dollar amount that impacts. So that's a financial repercussion of failing to plan. In addition to that piece, we also have to look at the tax efficiencies and inefficiencies. So I'm commonly sitting down with even younger investors that are, high income earners, but haven't quite built up a nest egg yet. And they're saying, what should I do with these funds? And they met with a CPA or they met with someone and they said, well, we should defer some of this pre-tax because you're in a higher tax bracket. And I looked at it and I said, you're young. The number one thing you have on your side right now is time. You should use a Roth. And they said, why? I said, a Roth is the only investment that as it continues to grow, the taxes you paid on that money actually get smaller. And they look at me. And what I mean by that is if you put $10,000 into a Roth IRA over a 2-year period, and you're in a 20% tax bracket, you would have paid $2,000 in taxes on that money you put in. But if that money grows to $20,000 over the next 5 years, you still only paid $2,000. Your tax bracket got cut in half. And if it grows to $40,000, it got cut further. It's the only investment when you're young that can continue to grow tax-free for you to take advantage of that. But if you did nothing, you wouldn't be taking advantage of those different pieces from an efficiency standpoint. In addition to that, one of the most important pieces is legacy planning. When we sit down with loved ones that say, I didn't want to have that hard conversation with my wife, kids, family members, right? It's very difficult to talk about death and the next. You have worked so hard for your assets. You want to make sure that they're providing for that next generation the way they're supposed to. We don't want to go through probate. If we can do tax planning that says by doing these steps, your beneficiaries can get a step up in cost basis versus paying taxes on these assets. If they can pay a lesser amount in taxes or inherit something tax-free, that's obviously more beneficial than something that's going to be taxable. And it's the same thing from a philanthropic standpoint. If you're able to give to charities, obviously we want to do that with pre-tax money because it wouldn't be taxable and give more money tax-free to your beneficiaries that are not charities. So as we look through those pieces, it's just looking at everything that you have, and doing nothing can be something that has a dramatic impact on your plan going forward.